Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq's real name was Abdullah ibn Abi Quafa. He belonged to a noble Quraysh family. From childhood, his nature was pure and upright. He was honest, truthful, and wise, making fair decisions even in small matters. Even as a child, he rejected idol worship and never bowed to idols. He was a successful trader, known for his generosity and trustworthiness. People respected him for his honesty and wanted to do business and befriend him. His heart was soft towards the poor and needy, showing compassion early in life. These qualities later prepared him to become the closest companion of the Prophet Muhammad and a guiding figure for the Muslim community. When the Prophet Muhammad declared his prophethood, Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq was the first man to believe in him. He had no doubt at all. His faith and loyalty were so strong that he immediately accepted Islam. When others mocked the Prophet Abu Bakr confirmed his belief and said, "I believe even more than what has been revealed." Because of his unwavering truthfulness and strong faith, he was given the title Siddiq, which represents the highest level of trust and certainty. His example gave courage and confidence to the other early Muslims. Hazrat Abu Bakr not only accepted Islam himself but also invited others to it. Through his efforts, many prominent companions embraced Islam, including Hazrat Usman Hazrat Zubair Hazrat Talha and Hazrat Saad He spent his wealth in the cause of Allah and freed slaves, including Hazrat Bilal who had suffered greatly. Every action and sacrifice of Abu Bakr was for the sake of Allah and the Prophet His compassion, dedication, and leadership became a shining example for all Muslims. When oppression increased in Mecca, Hazrat Abu Bakr remained steadfast alongside the Prophet During the migration to Medina, they hid in the cave of Thor for 3 days to avoid enemies. Despite the danger, Abu Bakr prioritized the safety and guidance of the Prophet over his own fear. His courage and patience set a high standard for the early Muslims and showed true companionship in the most critical times. In Medina, Hazrat Abu Bakr participated in every battle alongside the Prophet including Badr, Uhud, and Tabuk. He sacrificed both his life and wealth in the cause of Islam. When the Prophet ordered charity during Tabuk, Abu Bakr offered all his wealth and said, "Allah and His Messenger are sufficient for my family." His trust and reliance on Allah became a model for all believers. When the Prophet Muhammad passed away, the companions were overwhelmed with grief. Hazrat Umar was angry and distraught, but Hazrat Abu Bakr recited the Quran, "Muhammad is only a messenger of Allah. If he dies or is killed, will you turn back on your heels?" His wisdom and calmness brought order and reassurance to the Muslims. Abu Bakr's guidance at that critical time preserved the unity and faith of the community. After the Prophet's passing, the companions chose Hazrat Abu Bakr as the first Caliph. In his inaugural sermon, he said, "If I act rightly, help me. If I act wrongly, correct me." His emphasis on justice, truth, and accountability provided a clear example for the Muslim nation. His caliphate marked a period of honesty, fairness, and devoted leadership. During his caliphate, some people refused to pay zakat, and false prophets appeared. Hazrat Abu Bakr firmly decided that anyone who rejected the obligations of Islam would face consequences. He fought the Ridda wars, preventing the fragmentation of the Muslim state. His courage and determination strengthened Islam and maintained the unity of the Muslims during a critical period. Hazrat Abu Bakr also undertook the monumental task of compiling the Quran. After many memorizers were martyred in the Battle of Yamama, he assigned Hazrat Zayd ibn Thabit to gather all the Quranic revelations into a single mushaf for preservation. This act ensured the survival and continuity of the Quran for generations, a legacy that remains invaluable to all Muslims. Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq's life is a shining example of generosity, patience, faith, and loyalty. He served as caliph for just over 2 years, yet in that time, he strengthened the foundations of Islam. He passed away at the age of 63 and was buried beside the Prophet His life teaches us that true success lies in obedience to Allah and His Messenger. By following his example of truth, trust, and sacrifice, we too can bring light and guidance into our lives. Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq whose real name was Abdullah ibn Abi Quafa, was born into a respected Quraysh family in Mecca. Even as a child, his nature was pure, upright, and honest. He was known for his truthfulness, fairness, and wisdom. People admired him for his integrity and kindness. From an early age, he rejected idol worship and never bowed to idols, showing a natural inclination toward righteousness. He became a successful merchant, renowned for his trustworthiness and generosity. Despite the corruption and dishonesty surrounding him, Abu Bakr Ra maintained his honesty and fairness in every deal. His compassion for the poor and the oppressed was evident even in his youth, preparing him to become the closest companion of the Prophet Muhammad SAW and a key leader for the Muslim community. When Prophet Muhammad SAW declared his prophethood, Hazrat Abu Bakr Ra was the first adult male to embrace Islam. He had no doubt whatsoever and immediately believed in the truth of the Prophet's message. His faith was unwavering, and he became known for his loyalty and devotion. When others mocked and ridiculed the Prophet SAW, Abu Bakr Ra remained steadfast, saying, "I believe even more than what has been revealed." For this unshakable faith, he was honored with the title, Siddiq, meaning, the truthful. His belief and courage inspired others to accept Islam, and he became a guiding light for the early Muslim community. Hazrat Abu Bakr Ra not only accepted Islam but also worked tirelessly to invite others. His efforts brought many prominent companions into Islam, including Hazrat Usman Ra, Hazrat Talha Ra, Hazrat Zubair Ra, and Hazrat Saad Ra. He spent his wealth for the cause of Allah, freeing slaves such as Hazrat Bilal Ra, who had endured extreme oppression. Abu Bakr Ra's generosity, sincerity, and leadership provided hope and security to early Muslims. His actions were always motivated by faith and devotion to Allah and the Prophet SAW. He set the highest standard for compassion, loyalty, and dedication in service to Islam. During the migration, Hijrah, to Medina, Abu Bakr Ra accompanied the Prophet SAW, facing grave danger. They hid in the cave of Thor for 3 days to escape their enemies. Even in fear, he prioritized the Prophet's safety over his own. In Medina, he stood by the Prophet SAW in every battle, Badr, Uhud, and Tabuk, offering his life and wealth for Islam. When the Prophet SAW called for charity at Tabuk, Abu Bakr Ra offered all his possessions, saying, "Allah and His Messenger are enough for my family." His reliance on Allah and unwavering faith inspired others and strengthened the Muslim community. After the Prophet's passing, Abu Bakr Ra was chosen as the first Caliph. He addressed the Muslim community, saying, "If I act rightly, help me. If I act wrongly, correct me." He established justice, accountability, and unity across the nascent Muslim state. During his caliphate, he faced rebels and false prophets, leading the Ridda wars to preserve the integrity of Islam. He also commissioned the compilation of the Quran into a single mushaf, ensuring its preservation for generations. Hazrat Abu Bakr Ra's life exemplifies generosity, patience, unwavering faith, and leadership. His caliphate, though short, strengthened the foundations of Islam. He passed away at 63, buried beside the Prophet SAW, leaving a legacy that continues to inspire Muslims worldwide. His life teaches that true success comes from devotion, honesty, and sacrifice for Allah and His Messenger.